The 2026 World Cup is underway, and for Argentina, the stakes are specific. They arrived as the defending champions, carrying the pressure of a global fan base expecting a repeat performance. Throughout the tournament, commentators and fans rarely refer to the team by their country's name. Instead, they use one term, La Albiceleste. In Spanish, it translates literally to the white and sky blue. This wasn't a branding exercise or a name created by FIFA. It developed naturally from the supporters themselves, becoming a permanent fixture in the sports lexicon over the last 100 years. Today, those colors represent a specific national identity. Every player who earns a spot on the squad inherits a legacy that defines the country's relationship with the game. To find the origin of the kit, you have to look at the national flag. Its 3 horizontal bands, sky blue and white, represent the clouds and the sky, centered around a yellow sun. Long before the sport of football became the country's cultural centerpiece, these colors were established as symbols of independence and national pride. The colors were first officially tied to the national team in 1902, during Argentina's first official international match against Uruguay. While the team experimented with different uniforms early on, the vertical white and sky blue stripes eventually became the permanent standard. By adopting the flag's colors for their football jersey, the team made every match an explicit representation of the nation. Throughout the early and mid-20th century, the team's reputation was built by a series of generational talents. Players like Alfredo Di Stefano helped establish Argentina as a primary force in modern football. Captains like Daniel Passarella and prolific scorers like Gabriel Batistuta and Juan Ramon Riquelme followed, turning the squad into a global icon. The mythos reached a turning point at the 1986 World Cup in Mexico. Diego Maradona arrived at the peak of his career, wearing the vertical stripes during a tournament performance that remains a benchmark for the sport. It was at the Estadio Azteca that Maradona scored his famous solo goal against England, a moment of individual skill that is still studied by players today. When Maradona lifted the trophy, he established a standard of greatness that would loom over every subsequent generation of Argentine players. For over a decade, Lionel Messi carried the responsibility of meeting that standard. Despite his individual success, he was frequently measured against the 1986 victory. He endured a series of losses in major finals, leading to a brief, emotional retirement from international football following the 2016 Copa America. Messi eventually returned, leading the squad to a 2021 Copa America title that ended a 28-year championship drought for the nation. That success set the stage for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. After recovering from an opening round upset, Argentina advanced to the final to face France. Argentina won in a penalty shootout, and Messi finally lifted the original World Cup trophy, concluding a narrative that had followed him since his debut. Earning the 2022 World Champions patch added a 3rd star to the jersey. It provided this generation of players with a definitive achievement of their own, ending the long wait to replicate the success of 1986. The impact of that victory is most visible back in the neighborhoods of Buenos Aires, Rosario, and Córdoba. On nearly every city street, you can find children playing in these jerseys, visualizing themselves as the next link in the country's footballing history. For the current generation of young athletes, the history attached to those vertical stripes has shifted from a historical debt into a primary source of motivation. The kit serves as a direct connection between the professionals on the pitch and the fans in the streets, a shared identity that spans decades. In 2026, the expectations remain high. As defending champions in an expanded 48-team field, Argentina continues to be the team to beat. After progressing through the group stage, they face Cabo Verde in the round of 32 on July 3rd. In the Adidas Golden Boot race, Lionel Messi is once again at the top, leading the tournament in goals. Their next match takes place at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where they will play in front of another capacity crowd. Whether the 2026 campaign results in a 4th star or an early exit, the identity of La Albiceleste is firmly established, a record of a century's worth of passion and history, defined by 2 simple colors.